So it wasn't a particularly PSA against the Illuminati. It's it's basically Freemasonry. It's pretty disgusting. Um, I won't go into full details about what happens, but yeah, the details are out there, so it's a bit pointless. Mainly, it gets blamed on the Illuminati and all this stuff, but it's not true. It's your average on the street. Um, that is where the most abuse happens. um, it gets grosser, obviously, the higher up you go. Um, I don't know. It's a kind of progression from like this to like this. It's pretty horrific. Um, Everything builds on the past, so I haven't got particularly many secrets to spill. Um, it's been a while since I've been in. I've been out for most of my life, so most of my memory is pretty rocky. And like I said before, um, most of it is due to memory erasure, which, if you're young, is possible. Um, Mainly, they'll just cover up the bodies or a prison sentence just to shut you up. Um, I could talk a bit about supposed family. I won't use names. Okay. I won't use names. Um, but yeah, imperial family. You can call them that. Because it breaks down into imperial, royal, and then your average bloke on the street. And there's plenty of sideways passages and all this stuff. Um, and of course, the Illuminati at top. Allegedly, they're not, but it seems to be the case. It's tiered. Um, yeah, well, most of the details are out there. If you want to look into it, the big secret is like, yeah, that's a pretty obvious one. If you talk about that one, you just get called a pedophile. Like the most common tactics are literally just say it back to them. It won't even be that. It will result in a prison sentence. Yeah, because it's a whole. They just gang up on people. That's pretty much it. Ah, yeah. Um, a few interesting things. I'm not gonna brag. Oh, and you want to know why they do it? They just don't want to have a little. That's half the reasoning. There's a bit of a joke in that for somebody. That's a funny one. Yeah. Yeah, because believe me, they will give you a bigger penis. After time, they don't even do that. I just say they will. But they can do. Basically, they're peddlers of dick pills, and they're not pills. Some of them are, but. um, yeah, a bit about my life currently is I just go get drunk. That's how I deal with this shell shock. That's like literally it. I have a pet cat. That's the absurdity of it. You'll be called absolutely anything, but the reality of the situation is you have a pet cat. Like they'll throw the book at you, which won't be the Bible, by the way. It'll be the Satan's Bible. They won't even use that. They use a grimoire. They'll throw a grimoire at you. And the reality of the situation is you're a bloke with a pet cat and severe shell shock. It's kind of absurdity. Most people treat me really nice. I have some nice neighbors and I'm in a good place and I have a nice house. And sorry. I'm just showing off my like lion dragon prowess. That's an interesting one. Um, I'll talk a bit about that. I'll talk a bit about the Imperial clan. You'll see a dragon on some bloke's coat of arms a few hundred years ago, and you're like, dragon? What's a dragon about? And they're Dracos. I have Draco blood. It's impossible to see unless I get like 1% body fat or something, but I do present scales. That's that's an interesting one. Serpents, that's another clan. They're all subservient to Dracos as far as I'm aware. That may not be true. I think there's about 7 of them or so. They're points on the compass. The Imperial clan is they're pretty high up. I can put it that way. They're supposed rulers. People talk about Rothschilds and all this stuff, but they're imperial bankers. So they're the bankers for the guys. I'm not even sure that's true. I think they have their own bankers, but the way I heard it is they're definitely married in. I've heard I have that blood, but I'd just be a side offshoot. For some reason, one of my handlers is. I won't go into it. I don't like to gossip, even though I'm talking a bit about this stuff, and it could be gossip. But believe me, I won't gossip about the family or anything like that. Especially my current family; they're quite nice to me. Sorry if I accent switch. It's to do with like alternate pathways in the brain and stuff. It's just remotely done. Yeah. Uh, cool. Sorry, I just got a change of handlers. So I know it seems completely schizophrenic, but it's not when you get used to it. Like most people have a brain interface on, so it's all just like, ooh, ooh, ooh. It's so silly. It's so silly. Especially the white lodgers, because they just say stuff like, the voices in my head made me say. It's really quite funny. But of course it's just brain interface. It's just tech. It's all coming out now, so it'll be around in a few years, maybe a decade or two. And then I get like posthumously exonerated or something. No. Sorry. um, yeah, I'll talk a bit about some of the star races, because they're star races. Dracos, that's always a bit of fun. Reptilians, snakes, you hear a lot about those guys. Annoying. Birds, aliens. The avians, that's annoying. I'm sure they're quite lovely. I have quite a bit of experience with that kind of thing. Let's see, who else is out there? There's Turtle Clan. Um, oh, uh, Leonians. Yeah, that's what you see again. Speak of the devil. Oh, devil. That's an interesting one because that's related to Draconics, or Dracos. Yeah, it's they're from the Devil Clan, and that's supposed to be mine, by the way, because that's one of my rights. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to see if I open my mouth, but there's some dental abnormalities. You can put it down to a chipped tooth or something, but it's not. It's kind of like a canine at the back of your mouth. It's not quite a canine. It's got a flat side and then it has a vertical side. It's got a horizontal and then a vertical side that slides down like that. I don't know how much longer I have it because my dental hygiene is not good. I drink way too many energy drinks. I'm not on any at the moment. That's my main source of energy is energy drinks. Oh yeah, Draco. Well, they're not reptilians. I'll tell you that. They have warm blood, so they're not actually reptilians. But they're counted as reptilians for some reason in the literature. The main difference is they're supposed to have wings. That's what I've heard anyway. I'm pretty sure they're real. I haven't actually met a Draco in real time, but I do have the star blood for it. I'm pretty sure of that. There's a few physiological abnormalities. But obviously it wouldn't come up in court or anything. I'd have to slice my skin or something. Or remove a patch and be like, non-terrestrials. What nationality are you? Non-terrestrials. So that's kind of what legends about dragons are about. It's not necessarily, well, it is to do with animals and so on. They'll show you that because of time lodge, time lodge capacity. You walk in and like, why is there a dodo? This is in the news right now, but it's not due to cloning. I'm hearing that it was originally due to cloning and being able to bring these things back, but nowadays they can literally go to the past, pick up a dodo, and just bring it back. So they have a population of dodos or one of those awful ducks. Believe me, I hate those ducks. I hate them. If you're in the inn, you know what I'm talking about. They're a duck with a horrendous beak and they peck each other in the arse. I'll show you. I don't know if it's in the literature or whatever, but wait. I've got to remember how to do this. Wait. I'm trying to remember, like off the cuff, how to. No, this is just falling into hexing. I forget. I forget all these stupid hand signs. I can't be arsed with them. It needs to talk with their bloody hands. I've got a mouth. Who needs to talk with their bloody mind? I've got a mouth. That's what they made them for, not blowing people. Yeah, there's a few people. I can talk a bit about CIA abduction when I was younger. Oh, right, no. They basically have, well, death is cured. I don't know, everyone knows this at this point, but if you're on the outside, on the off chance, if you ever die, they can bring you back to life, because the spirit is definitely real. and it can basically be removed from the body and placed in a clone. So you can also 3D print human bodies at this point, which is how it's done. Or there's another method called time-space regeneration, where they wind the clock back and you're healed to the moment just before you died. And there's another method too, which is ill-used, where you get a clone body and you can grow up in real time, or they can wind the clock forward and you can age real quick. So there's about 3 methods. That's what it is. That's why they place you in a coffin, because you literally die. And then they prove to you you're not alive or some shit. It's quite ridiculous. There's so many little gimmicks and tricks. From what I hear, I can't really remember much. But that part is definitely true. It used to be done through alien gimmicks. Like, it used to be handled up there. It's not so abnormal talking about any of this stuff anymore. So you can talk about up there, but when I was growing up, you could, but you'd either be it depends on people's look, because it was the anorak who'd be talking about this kind of stuff. Like, not necessarily the tinfoil hat man. For some reason, the anoraks all got pinned as tinfoil hat man. I'm not sure. I mean, obviously there's some dodgy business going on there where they just conflate one with the other, because it turns out they were just kind of hyper spurgs and ahead of their time, and they knew about UFOs because the CIA granddad talked about them or something. It's kind of simple. It's kind of sweet. Like, wait, I'm gonna roll a cigarette. Yeah, I'm sorry if my brain's a bit slow. I have too much cerebral spinal fluid on my brain. So I have a serious neurological condition, which is from a riot I heard. Which is basically, well, from what I hear, it's supposed to be like a cerebral spinal tumor that just gets you to secrete too much cerebral spinal fluid or something. I've no idea if that part's true, but I hear it's from a riot. It's supposed to get your cranium to continuously expand, but there's like space-time deformation stuff going on, where you can scale up and scale down an object, and it's not that interesting. It's called scalar mechanics. Yeah, it's called scalar mechanics. There's also scale relativity and all this stuff. I'm not too sure how it works. It's probably to do with thermodynamics and space-time. That's probably my best guess. Is you can inflate portions of space-time, and it's probably a little bit more complicated. Again, I don't really work on this stuff anymore. I've got too much cerebral spinal fluid on my nuts or something. Sorry. Oh yeah, it goes down as not PG, which normally I'm quite PG. Yeah. Oh, shout out to my man Chris. Chris C. He's the guy on the internet who took the hit as being some crazy dude posting theories. I believe they're mine. I think I glanced over them or got overseeing or whatever, because you can view through someone else's eyes. Everyone knows this, but I just call it oversight. For me, it's mainly done in my sleep, because I'm counted as out and about, getting on with my day, not stuck in a space-time lodge having a laugh at me or something. Yeah. Oh, shout out to him for like posting all these like really cool theories I came up with in my 20s. He might want to claim credit or something. I don't know what's up with him. Um, but he posted under like PG tips on Reddit or something. I haven't actually seen this in real time from any of my browsing on the internet. I've been told this and I've viewed it from someone's lodge at some point. I don't know if it was me or a clone sent in or something. All that fell apart, by the way. There's too much space-time mumbo jumbo going on. The quotes and PG tips, but like literally, all that stuff is real. I don't mean to make it too light-hearted, because all this stuff is real. And if you suddenly like, hey, my hand, and then it suddenly deforms or something, and you don't grow a lobster claw, but your hand might grow or it might thicken or something like that. You can see all these, I call them space-time deformations or scaling or whatever. All that tech is worked out. You can scale someone up. That's half the fun in a space-time lodge. Like, everyone's done them at this point, but back in the day there was something new. And you can like scale up and give yourself like a gigantic willy or whatever. That was half the fun in those days. Not that I'm too interested. I'm not particularly interested in any of that stuff anymore. My internet browsing history may disagree with that statement, but in terms of actually doing it, I'm not too interested. I'm just left with a bunch of stupid fetishes for my childhood imprints. I'll leave it there. I'm leaving my mum out of this. I'm leaving my family out of this. But I'm not being harsh on them. I'm not one of those like rageaholics. Well, people who want to take it out on everyone in their past to be like, oh no, the Freemasons screwed me. Because honestly, some days I feel like that, but most of the day, if you ever get out and talk to people and sit on a park bench and talk to someone for a while, you're not going to feel that way. Because you're going to know we're all victims in this. As part of some extraterrestrial plot like 4 billion years ago or something. It's really harsh to be like, rah, how dare they? Because at the end of the day, everyone just kind of got thrown in. That's what people are like online though. They always want to have a go at them, which is fair because they're like ruining your life. But on the other hand, like, if you ever see these people, they're so messed up. They're so traumatized from it. They really are. They're proper traumatized. It's not their fault, man. They get thrown in and they can't get out. So they have to like wander around going, Peter. And then these poor mental health bastards have to go like, have you gone crazy, sir? And the answer is like, no. I can assure you I've gone crazy for 5,000 other reasons, but that ain't it. Like, and if you look at them, they're so tired. Like, everyone is so tired now. Like, literally everyone. Like, everyone's exhausted. You look around. It's because they got no sleep. I have to deal with these bollocks fucking puzzles all fucking day. They're all being worked out. It's just making them, like, run through fucking hoops because they're getting somewhere they ain't. It's so sorted out. Oh, man, I can't get a light. Oh no. I don't get much of that in public, by the way. I don't get many people trying to call me out or whatever. Half the time it ain't even that. If you could actually pick up what they say, it sounds like blah 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 blah. If someone got really desperate, they might say something. They don't. It's all calculated. It's all calculated. So by the time it hits your ear, it registers as something different. A lot of it's to do with the prediction circuits in the brain. Yeah, because that's all calculated. So once it goes in there, they know what your brain's going to predict. It says. So you get uber paranoid and you get scared. I've been trained out of all of it, so it's not really a problem. I don't think most people have that luxury. Or that paradise was put in my brain. That was really sweet. Most people don't have that paradise where they go, they said, I don't know, I can't be bothered. You don't even get angry anymore. It's just, it's normal everyday life. And it's worse when you're in, by the way. It's so much worse. Because they do it to you 24/7. It's meant to make you alert, but it just makes you a lunatic. Yeah, I'm sorry. I think I'm getting spiked on this one. I'm not too sure. Honestly, I don't do drugs, but you get spiked like all the time. Like I said before, it's either quantum. It's called like quantum alchemy, or it's called quantum chaos control. Is the real name. Sorry for calling it quantum alchemy. It was the original title given in the first paper where they literally transmuted lead into gold. I think it was lead into gold. I'm not too sure. Yeah, yeah. So that's interesting. It takes a lot of energy, but there's probably cold fusion methods to do that kind of stuff. And it's not true. Like technology is way more advanced than the public is led to believe. Mainly because of extraterrestrial exchange, but it's always been that way. So don't go thinking it goes back to Roosevelt or origins of the CIA after Roswell or something. Because it don't, it just goes deeper and deeper back into time. That was just the main one to bring about the new technological age, as it was called. Yeah, technology's always been advanced. That's the thing about time travel. It's like once it's invented, it's always been